everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's around. Say hi, Mark! He's not around, he's in the garden. This is Smokeysteveandmarc. Welcome back. So, wanted to do a little bit of a check-in. This is kind of a check-in after a minute for some of us. This week we've been keeping up with putting some shorts of our homophobic cats up. And then I checked in with the live last week. So, did put up on our community board that we have some new stuff that'll be coming up in the near future. This video. Plus, Mark's in the garden, and he wants to have it up tomorrow, which means he'll have it done tonight if Steve's on top of it. And have that going forward. And then we'll be having the members live. I want to say it's Friday. We'll put that in writing when the community post goes out tomorrow. So trying to get back on track with making the kind of content we like, being the kind of creators we like, not the kind who just, talk crap and don't make any content. However nice we might be, you obviously want to see some videos, of course. This is YouTube. So while I'm checking in here, what weight loss journey? What weight loss journey? I barely mentioned it. Well, here's the thing. This is as much a real talk as anything. So real talk checking in, it's not news that I've had some mental health issues for the last 40 years. And some physical health issues just in the last, I would say, 6 to 9 months. The resounding symptom I think most people know about is that I get involuntarily, suddenly ill with different sorts of stimuli, all sorts and all kinds. So dealing with that's been it's been better than worse. I had a doctor's appointment today, so I wanted to give just a couple updates from there, tell you how I'm doing otherwise, kind of check in on Mark's behalf, because he's has some stuff going on too. So, I went to the doctor today. I love my doctor. She's Dr. Rashid. She's interesting. She's very, very, very city, urban, not urban like ethnic, but very stylish outfits, very stylish clothes. She was wearing a mask, of course, talking about her kids, going on vacation. She's like, oh, we went to Cape May. She has a lot more tattoos than most doctors I'm used to. So it made me like her immediately. I don't know why, it shouldn't matter, but it made me like her immediately. So I saw her in January, and then I saw her in April, and then this is the 3-month checkup. So I went Monday and got my blood work, and it was to check my parathyroid hormone, my vitamin D, my calcium, and then just a regular check of some other stuff. They didn't do lipids or anything. I didn't have to fast or do cholesterol or any of that stuff. Maybe some other time. So they reran that stuff, and I saw the results, of course, online, and I have a resounding turnaround in my vitamin D count. It was about 14 or 12, maybe 14. It was a resounding 67. When they took it on Monday, which is good. That's far, far higher. That's more than 4 times what it was. And it's in a good range. So I'm talking to the doctor. I said, well, what should I be noticing? And I'm like, well, I'm not as sleepy. I don't have that tired for no reason feeling. I can concentrate a little bit better. I'm not losing things around the house. That's the biggest one that jumped out quickly. I'm not losing shit around the house. So mentally, it seems to have cleared me up quite a bit. I'm waiting on one test result to come back to resolve the whole thyroid whatever, because we've already done tests and I've already had and everything. So if it turns out my parathyroid hormone comes back normal, then the whole thyroid thing is whatever it is, and my stomach nonsense is a psychiatric issue that I'll be dealing with my psychiatrist. So it'll clear the playing field. She did write a script for Pepsid, and I do take a Nexium once a day. I've always had heartburn since I was a teenager. I've had heartburn, and I only started taking medicine for it when I got older. Otherwise, I would just deal with it when it happened. It always felt like someone was strangling me with a cold hand, around here. Pneumonia feels the same way, but I digress. So at the doctor, we talked about going forward with that. So I get one more test back, and I think it's going to be fine, and I feel pretty okay. So that's what we're going to look at. Unless anything comes up, I'm going to see her in 6 months. So that is good news. I am happy about that. As far as dealing with the tummy stuff, we're going to go with Pepsid and see if it relieves some of the issues. Because I don't have it when I eat. For someone with a history of Mom and I were talking tonight. And I have a history with eating disorders. Don't look surprised. Specifically with binging and purging. And I associate the feeling of being ill, vomiting, purging. I associate it from the eating disorder with relief. And I remember being a very small child. Remember Mrs. Connor, the second grade teacher? We hated her. I got sick every morning before school because I was sick, scared. And it was a very similar thing. I was just a little kid and yak, yak, yak until I was spitting up green. And then it's happening recently. So it's very possible. The evidence in my eyes looks like it's a manifestation of unaddressed or untreated anxiety, such that when it gets up, whether I'm aware of it or not, sometimes I'm anxious and I'm aware that I'm anxious. I have the other things, heart pounding, head moving, but my tummy is fine. Other times, everything's fine except for my stomach. I'm like, why now? What the hell? Nothing's happening. So it's either unaddressed by me, things causing anxiety, or we'll find out together. Did want to throw in a thank you for those of you who followed along. Mark and I have kind of interweaving, crisscrossing health concerns. You know, they're potentially we're not disabled, but there's a couple things we deal with that could be disabling periodically. I'm fortunate to be in a good spot right now. I feel like my treatment's going in a good direction. As far as dealing with the stomach stuff, we have 2 medicines we've prescribed, and I see my psychiatrist in a week. So I'll be able to bring those results to the other doctor, and then we'll work out treatment from there. I wasn't really responding to therapy. I'm really not in a position to do a medication change for anything like that. It's mostly coping skills with anxiety. Like they say, well, nobody dies from it. I'm like, then why do you write scripts for anti-anxiety medication for all the masses to take? And then tell people in your office who are anxious, oh, we don't give those out. Oh, you get them in the door. So, to be fair, I can't take controlled substances. I have a history of addiction. As needed means nothing. I will take the whole bottle till it's gone. Because who couldn't be more relaxed? And even more relaxed. So that's not an option, but we'll figure something out. I've dragged along this long into my 40s, and, you know, the fact that I'm this side of the dirt is either a miracle or a joke. So here we are. Here we are. As to the weight loss journey that isn't happening, so I've lost 30 pounds since January. January's weigh-in, I was 232, and we're talking fully clothed, shoes on, phone in the hand, keys, everything. So we're just going to match that. So when I went in, held the phone, all the others, I had 2 phones in my hand actually, and I came in at 204. So I lost 28 pounds since January, and it went from 225 to since April. So April, May, June. So in those 3 months, I lost like another 20 pounds. So weight loss is a big thing. I used to make daily videos about weight loss. This whole channel was about weight loss. Smoke yourself thin. It was kitschy. I stole it from The Simpsons. And that was the premise. So why wouldn't I have weight loss content now? Well, while it is different, and while I am feeling different in my body, and my wardrobe has gotten bigger because I can fit into stuff I couldn't fit into before, and there's that kind of shallow satisfaction of putting the belt buckle, you know, one notch tighter, and watching it go down. The problem is we're not doing this vis-a-vis self-care. It's not like I'm getting up, hydrating, having some lean protein, getting some fresh air, walk to and from work, you know, and do some stretching when I get home. This is purely lack of taking in calories because I was just feeling sick to my stomach and just couldn't do it. I didn't want to feel sick. I didn't want to feel sick when I ate. I felt sick, so I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to throw up, so there's so many things mixed around with it that I just didn't want to deal with. So I have been eating less. I've been having congee. Is it congee? Am I thinking that? That's the fish. No, that's a shellfish. That's different. So the rice that's like overcooked, soft sushi rice mashed in, I had a lot of that. That was recommended from Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. It's still a good one. I'm having it tonight because we're having it tonight. That's why. And like I said, the clothes fit better, but this wasn't a thing of, I want to show you guys what I'm doing. I want to show off the whole process. The whole process was pretty gross. And I'm, that said, looking forward to, you know, being in a better spot, being able to hopefully eat better, hold things down better. You know, it's still in the works. It's not as bad as it was, say, 12 weeks ago. But it's still there. It's still there. I'm still having to craft my days around anxiety sometimes. Not cancel things, but rearrange things and do them differently. And I have the flexibility where I work to do that. If I didn't, I'm not sure what I would do. You know, so yeah. So I'm not really sure what to run with, if anything, after that. Going on a weight loss journey from this point on would seem interesting. I think probably smartest would be to just stabilize my health first, whatever weight that looks like, whatever. Um, I do have to take some new things going forward. I'm chronically D deficient. The last time I had it tested before this, it was 12. And they had me on that stuff for, I forget how many weeks. It was dead of winter. And they put me on it and I got up to 21. It still wasn't that high. But checking your D, sometimes you can find doctors can be a little dismissive. And I really appreciate that mine isn't. That we chase down things, that she even indulged the fact that I was aware that it might be in my head. I think she appreciated that I was kind of candid about that. But I want a solution. If it's me, it's me. If it's the stomach, it's the stomach. If it's this med, if it's this stressor, whatever it is, I want to find it and chase it down and get it to go away. I'm, at best, half done with life. That's ambitious. And I don't want to spend the rest of it holding my stomach, looking for a bathroom, finding some corner to take deep breaths in. It's one thing to have self-caring skills and like cope and take care of, that kind of thing. But it's another to be, a at any given moment basket case. I don't like it. So finding my way through it has been meh. Finding my way into it is what resulted in getting tests, which is what showed my thyroid and my D were off. Because it was just routine blood work. I went to the doctor, said I feel like crap. I don't know why. I said I'm not that hungry and I'm tired and blah. And I can't concentrate and I feel like I'm losing my mind. Not in a moody way, not in a unsafe to self or others way, but in a, I'm just like, my whole life is presenteeism. I just show up places. I show up at work and I do things there, and then I show up at home and I do things there, and then I show up in the kitchen and I do things there. And it's just very robotic, so it's not unsafe. It's maybe a little uncomfortable, but it's not ideal. It's not how I wanted to carry things on. So what we're doing now is just with D, we'll take our D. I have to take some every day, 2,500 to 5,000. When that test come back, which will probably come back tonight, fine. That will resolve the whole thyroid-ish thing. The D went up and resolve the other two, and that's a little self-contained problem. And then the tummy stuff and the getting sick is its own problem, probably with another professional. So we'll take that direction, I guess. So yeah, I do apologize for not making like weight loss content, but like a sample, what I ate in a day might be like Diet Pepsi, Alka-Seltzer, 2 bottles of water, some overcooked rice, a banana, maybe half a chicken breast, plain, just chopped up, thrown into it, something like that. Another night we might order out. We got out Uber Eats the other night. It was payday, so of course you treat yourself. And we got real food. I forget what I got. We got like diner-ish food, I think. No, we got Italian food. Mark got pasta bolognese. What is it? Pappardelle bolognese. And there's one restaurant in all of the, like, with a half-hour radius that actually has good, so they served it. And so we got that for him. It was, a treat for him. And then I got, like, chicken fingers and a salad. And I ended up eating the chicken fingers and picking at the salad. It was one of those ones that has, like, walnuts and blue cheese and all that stuff. And those are pretty good. I was eating around everything, pretty much, getting my way through it. So there's no spin the crap to fantastic about the fact that I really didn't try very hard to lose any amount of weight that fell off. That being said, it did. I am closer to what is imagined to be my goal weight, my set weight. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm a medium to large build. I'm kind of, built for hauling borax across the desert. I have birthing hips. You know how that goes. I should be roughly between 175 and 180 on the bigger end of things. If you do a BMI chart, which I've had doctors tell me mixed things about BMI charts, nothing good, but that if you're on the higher end of it, it's okay. So if I was 180 pounds, I would be in the obese range. If I was 177, I would be below. The lowest I've ever been as an adult was 152. And even that is considered underweight by BMI. But I mean, at that point, my hips were sticking out, my ribs were sticking out, my tailbone was sticking out. I thought maybe I had had a cyst or something. No, at that point, it was just my tailbone sticking through. I could reach every part of my body. If you've been fat or even less than limber, you understand what I mean. To be very appalled by the fact you can reach your hands and touch every part of yourself. You can even go around yourself and touch your back. It's like a stranger's body. And if I had been working out and eating right, I'd probably be a little more connected to the body I kind of have now. Now I'm kind of just thin and fat, like skinny fat, and people have been hesitant to compliment because they're not sure if it's a good or a bad thing. They say they noticed. I have very candid discussions about weight at work, even with eating disorder stuff, like all of it. So that's not an issue. But people have noticed. People have noticed. So if they have any personal questions, I can let them know what's going on, I suppose. And then Mark had suggested, well, you take it from here. This is what happened. This is where you're at health-wise. Now we take it from here. So now I'm at 204, and I'm not eating as well as I could. I'm going to have to be eating real food in certain amounts and not really think about weight for a minute just to get back in the habit of things. Because I've been living on carbs, salt, fat, and then I would say a little bit of protein, not enough protein. A couple days in a row, I can think I didn't have any protein, no meat, no eggs, no cheese, no nothing. It didn't sit well, so I didn't eat it. But I have to be more disciplined with forcing myself too. Like today I had a doctor's appointment, went into work late, which was fine. I ran home real quick to pour a cup of coffee, and as I'm running around, I was like, I'm gonna get sick again. I was like, just got home! And then when I got home from work today, it felt like it was gonna happen again. So that's on me. We'll figure it out. We'll be okay. Mark will find his way through his stuff too. He's still putting together a lot of things mentally and physically. You guys know the challenges he's shared. We don't need to put up yet another video detailing it. But for a live update of where it's at, I think Mark will be joining us, like I said, for a member live. So we'll be able to connect this week. And I think it's going to be Friday. Actually, I'm going to put a pin in it. It's going to be Friday. So members, we will see you then, Friday. I'm going to say 6 o'clock because Mark and I both have to work. So 6 p.m. Eastern on Friday, we'll be going live. This video you will be seeing tonight. And then tomorrow, Mark will be having a video coming out. Think garden, think summer. Be ready, okay? So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get alerts when we have new videos and go live. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All our contact info and everything's below. Feel free to join. We have memberships open now. It is $2.99 a month to be on the Smoky deck. So thank you for watching. We'll catch up with you soon. Bye. Bye from Mark. Thanks, guys.